Hello, this is a Monetize Pro's video tutorial on lead generation. Over the next several minutes, I'll be highlighting several of the key components of a profitable lead gen strategy. Let's start by reviewing how lead generation works as a monetization strategy. Now, if this seems elementary to you, please stick with me. I will be moving on to a more advanced discussion of lead generation strategies in a few minutes. Lead generation involves capturing information about a visitor to your site and selling that information to a third party. The information captured can vary. It can be a phone number, email address, or even a physical address, or a combination of these data points. The third party to whom this information is sold will generally be a business looking to market its products or services to a target audience. Now, many publishers don't sell leads directly to the buyer, but instead sell to a lead aggregator, such as Quinn Street, for instance, who will then package and sell the leads to the ultimate buyer.
Here's an example of lead generation in action. This site provides information about nursing care facilities across the country. It monetizes primarily by generating and selling leads, contact information of visitors interested in learning more about the care options. If we were to fill out this form here on the right, we may be contacted by a representative of this particular senior assisted living center. More importantly, from the perspective of the publisher, senioradvisor.com, they would be compensated for each qualified lead.
Many web monetization strategies, such as display advertising, can work in just about every single vertical. Lead generation is at the other end of that spectrum. It is really only a viable monetization option in a limited number of niches. In general, lead generation works only in niches where there are companies willing to purchase qualified leads for a meaningful amount of money. So if you run a celebrity gossip blog, you may be able to capture contact information for your visitors rather easily, but if there's no one willing to buy those leads, since the demographic is so broad, then there is little opportunity to monetize them. Let's take a look at some popular niches where lead generation can be profitable.
Insurance may well be the largest lead generation vertical. There are hundreds of sites dedicated to capturing contact information of visitors searching for an insurance policy and selling it to agencies who are equipped to sell them that product. Professional home services, such as contractors, plumbers, electricians, and the like, are another popular lead gen vertical. Many of these jobs cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars, so a qualified lead is very valuable to these companies. Credit cards are another popular lead generation niche because there are a number of well-funded buyers of leads who can generate a significant amount of lifetime revenue for each new customer. Attorneys are also big buyers of leads. Sites that collect contact information from individuals in need of a lawyer are able to sell this information for a decent amount of money. Senior care, which I mentioned earlier, is another liquid and potentially lucrative lead generation niche. There are plenty of lead buyers, and a high value is placed on each new customer.
These are just a handful of the most popular lead generation niches. There are many others where this monetization approach can work, including mortgages, matchmaking, education, and so on. I'm including a link to some more reading on profitable lead gen niches in the description of this video. Now let's move on to some lead generation best practices. Maximizing lead generation revenue is often a game of inches. Making several seemingly small changes can lead to a meaningful increase in the number of leads captured and the total revenue generated. The first tip I have relates to colors. I know it seems like a minor detail, but the colors you use in your lead generation forms can have a big impact on the number of leads you capture.
Green has been proven to be an effective color to use in lead generation forms. It's associated with positive feelings of success. The lead capture rate on this particular widget would likely be much lower if, say, red was used as the primary color instead of green. I've included a link in the description of this video to an ebook from Unbounce, which has more reading on aspects of conversion-centered design decisions, including the use of directional cues.
Another key determinant of lead gen success is the placement and general styling of the lead capture widget. Let's tackle these one at a time. First off, the physical positioning of a lead capture form within the page can have a major impact on the engagement from visitors and ultimately the number of leads you're able to capture. Putting your lead gen widget in highly visible sections of your site and labeling it with a clear call to action can result in much better performance.
We've referenced this Google AdSense heat map image a number of times on our blog, and while it's generally reserved for monetizing with display advertising, it's also a useful reference for determining where is best to place lead gen forms. The darker areas on this illustration represent the sections of a website where visitors tend to focus their attention the most, while the lighter areas are generally ignored by the visitor's eye. Here's another illustration for visualizing the different levels of attention paid to different sections of a website's page. In general, visitors tend to focus on content positioned near the top and left of a page. That should give some ideas for the best places to locate a lead generation widget.
In addition to placement, one of the most important elements of a lead generation strategy is in the manner in which the lead generation form is integrated into a page. It should look like a natural extension of your site. If it appears like a moneymaker, your visitors may be naturally skeptical of it and less likely to engage. And if your lead capture widget looks like an ad, you may see much lower rates as well. Let's take a look at a few examples of well-done lead capture boxes.
This is a house listing at Zillow.com, a popular real estate site. The widget on the right side here allows visitors to request more information about a property, a lead that Zillow can then charge the agent to collect. This lead capture form blends perfectly. It comes across as simply a natural part of this page that provides a very useful function to visitors. Those likely looking at this home on Zillow may well be interested in contacting the real estate agent. Integrating lead generation widgets into a site can be as simple as using the same color schemes of the larger site. Here's an example of this in action on insurance.com. You can see the lead gen form accompanying this article is styled with the same font and colors that appear throughout the site. This helps it to blend in with the surrounding content and disguise the fact that it's a revenue generator for the site. It just looks natural. It looks like it should be there.
If you have the right audience, lead generation can be a very effective monetization strategy. I've covered a couple of the basics for achieving success, but there is much more to consider when using this monetization approach. That does it for this video tutorial on lead generation. Be sure to check out our video library for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.